Now we're going to describe the arteries that are giving the blood supply, the oxygenated blood supply to your head and neck. That is, the arteries that are irrigating the head and neck. So before that, I want you to review this image that even though it's kind of blurry, in here we can see your heart, how it sits posterior to the sternum, right on top of the diaphragm muscle. Okay, this is the aorta, and see how it ascends, then arches, and it's posterior to the heart, right in front of the vertebral column. So you can have an idea of how posterior the aorta is. Right here to its right, we can see the esophagus, and right in front of the esophagus, which is part of the digestive system, we can see here the trachea, that you can touch it, is part of the respiratory system. Okay, so, and in here we can see the three main branches of the aorta. Ooh, sorry. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Let me show you the branches once again. So here we can see the brachiocephalic trunk, right? In this side, we have the left common carotid artery. And this one going to your arm, this is the left subclavian artery. Now, pay attention and see how the brachiocephalic trunk diverges, branches into this one and this one. Does it look like on the left side? Yes, it does. So we're going to call this the right common carotid artery and the right subclavian. As you can see in here, better than my handwriting, the two branches of the brachiocephalic trunk are the right common carotid artery and the right subclavian. So as you can see, we have a pair of common carotid arteries, right and left, and a pair of subclavian arteries, right and left. The thing is that on the left side, they arise directly from the aortic arch. On the right side, they arise from the brachiocephalic trunk. Now, these, you know, I'm sorry guys, but I need to go back because I don't know how to delete that. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's say that your heart is about here. And in here we have the aortic arch. So this is your brachiocephalic trunk, common carotid artery, and left subclavian artery. From this brachiocephalic trunk, we're going to have a common carotid artery, and this is what I want you to practice. And this is the arch, right? So subclavian, right subclavian, left subclavian. We ascend in here. This is the right common carotid and the left common carotid. Common carotid artery ascends in the neck and divides into each of them. Each of them. We're going to have, now I need black. We're going to have an external carotid artery, and an internal carotid artery. Same thing in here. This is the external and this is the internal carotid artery. So the external carotid artery just gives or irrigates mostly the surface, the skin, the facial muscles of your face. Now the internal carotid artery passes through one of the openings, one of the foramina that we described on the skull. Don't worry about that. But the thing is that gets inside the skull, branches, and creates a kind of complicated circle of Willis, which is a very complicated, beautiful uh, a set of blood vessels from different sources, from the internal carotid artery, but also from another set of arteries, another branches, the vertebral and the basilar uh, arteries, and they branch and see how they each of these branches meet together and form like backup systems. So in case one, we have an obstruction, a ischemic disease, a hemorrhaging, or something goes wrong with one of the branches, we have a backup system for that injured artery. Don't worry, we're not going to go deeper than that. The importance of knowing these arteries is the ones that are located closer to the skin. Of course, the superficial arteries are more prone to injury when in any contact sport, in any accident. They're just prone to injury, but also are the places where we can touch them and feel the pulse. So we can touch the temporal artery right here in your temple. Go and touch it. We can touch the facial artery right in front of your external auditory acoustic canal. Touch it. We can feel, well, they didn't put it here. Also, the facial can be felt here in the anterior, in the margin of the mandible, and in the anterior border of the masseter. There, carotid artery can be felt, and we discussed this before in surface anatomy, in the anterior triangle of the neck. Remember? So, at on the anterior border of the sternocleidomastoid, maybe mid-size, height in your neck, you can feel your carotid artery pulse. Okay, the rest of the pulse points, we're going to describe it when we describe the corresponding arteries. So let's leave this up to here. In the next video, we're going to describe the irrigation of the upper limb. Okay, we're just discussing right now arterial blood supply. Then we'll figure how all of that blood is going to go back to the heart using veins. See you.